Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 66 of the Made of Things podcast. I am your host, António Maria Correia. António, I again have some sort of nasal congestion or something. I don't know. Maybe it's the allergies. This time on the show we'll have Jessy Lanza, and Jessy Lanza was awesome on the show. We're not going to take a long time today. There's not much going on, but as you know, I've been with the back hernia for the past year, so there's not really much that I'm doing because I'm away from work and away from doing most things. I've been finally getting some treatment, which is exercise and lower back strengthening of the muscles. So it's going to take that takes a while, and losing some weight and stuff like that. So I've been basically in the past year growing out my hair and beard. And if you go look at the YouTube videos that we have, you will tell that I already had some way of long beard, and at this point the beard is extremely long. I kind of look like the beard from the beard of I'm sorry, I kind of look like my beard, not myself, my beard kind of looks like Troy Sanders' beard from Macedon, and so it's kind of like long but not as polished. So basically, because I'm growing out my hair and beard and I'm just being all around lazy with it, I would like to know what sort of beard care you guys have, because I used to trim my beard myself, and I only went to the barber's once, and this was like a few months ago, and I don't feel like he did much with the beard, and it kind of looked like the same, or like the same as I kind of paid for something that I could have done myself. So I got recommended this barbers over here in Lisbon with my friends who have long beards or big beards, and beards that look very good. Advised me to go there, and again, excuse me. So I don't know. What do you guys? So I'm going to try that out, and in the next few days, I think. So what for guys listening to this, what sort of care do you have with your beard? What do you use? How do you go, like, do you have some sort of measurement? Do you go by eye? What are your guidelines, I would say, for beard care? Hit me up on the comments or on madeofthingspod@gmail.com. I should say that we launched a new website. It's called, it doesn't have a name, but the URL is madeofthingsthewebsite.com. So it serves the purpose of when people ask what's the website, we do have a website now, and our website is madeofthingsthewebsite.com. So we made it myself. I made it ourselves. It's up on Squarespace. I think it looks pretty good for something that's I would say non-professional, because I'm not a web designer, and it has a bunch of pictures by Nônô, and all the links to our social media, and so check that out. And I'm not going to take there's ambulances going around my house at this point for some reason. I'm just going to leave you guys with our conversation with Jessy Lanza. It happened at Noise Alive. This is a Brazilian accent. At Nós Alive in Lisbon last year, and I would say that Nônô chimes in a lot. Nônô, my sister, who works with us and does our all of our photography, which is amazing, and I should say so myself, even though it's a compliment not to myself. And so she chimes in a lot. This was very late. This was like a 1 a.m. interview, or if you want to call it that. Again, I'm very liberal with the term interview. So we chat with Jessy Lanza, and it goes kind of crazy. And this was after the show. And we were all kind of already very tired and drunk, somewhat. So it kind of gets hectic for a little bit. And Jessy was also, I'm going to say that she was drunk. I have no idea. But she was definitely enjoying herself. Again, this conversation is already up on a YouTube episode. So please check that out. And subscribe, please. It's important that you do. So we're still 3/4 away, actually, from what we need in order to start monetizing the show again. Which means, again, I apologize. I know what's wrong with my voice, but still. It would be nice to have over 1,000 subscribers so that we could start making at least some money, which we don't. So unfortunately, not it would be a lot of help. So if you like this stuff, please subscribe. If you're listening to this on YouTube, please check out all the other stuff that we have on video and also on audio, because all these episodes go up on YouTube as well. Check us out on iTunes, on Apple Podcasts, and all that stuff. And if you listen to this on Android, there are ways. We do have a download page, so go check that out as well. And we do have fun Instagrams on Made of Things and and Twitters. Instagrams and Twitters. Twitter is Made of Things Pod. Okay, guys. So Made of Things, the website would be the place where you can find all those things, and more immediately, or I guess not. I guess that's 2 steps. So whatever. Anyway, Jessy Lanza with us at Nônô Live last year, and it was hectic fun. Please enjoy. Bye.
Dressing room, like a little bit like a Joe Pesci kind of. Flips.
Listen, there's a door here. Like, might put your head. That classic scene.
Whenever I get like ragey, Winston's like, "Don't be Pesci. You're pulling a Pesci right now," and I'm just like. Don't be Pesci.
Can you do a Pesci like an accent or something like over here or something?
No.
I don't know. This is terrible. I apologize. Sorry, Joe.
No, it would be.
Sorry, Joe.
I'm Italian, so maybe I would be. I don't know. I don't want to do a Joe Pesci accent. I don't think I have to. You can see the rage in my eyes when it happens.
So it's Lanza.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you filming now?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'm sorry. I apologize. This wasn't clear enough. I'm sorry.
No. I like it's very seamless.
Yeah, exactly. I like impromptu.
About the yeah.
So we're in. It's not the first time that people ask, "Are we recording?" Yes, we are.
Right. We have been.
But it's not like we don't try to get any like scoops or whatever. It's just like you be you.
I don't think that's my phone. Maybe it's somebody.
I think it's a rotary phone, by the way.
It does sound like an old.
Yeah, it does sound like an old phone.
It does sound like an old phone. Yeah.
I have no idea.
Joe Pesci.
Yeah, he's
It's
like.
Joe Pesci.
I heard you were making fun of me, and you were doing accents.
Hey, what do you want? I'll whack you. Or maybe it's just harder, but just like with her guitar being like.
Oh
Charo,
yeah.
this is off topic, but not off topic. But
Yeah,
this
not for us.
is a callback for something that we were talking about earlier, because we were talking
I'm
about Charo,
sorry,
right?
but-
We were talking about. Is it El Charo?
I'm gonna just do a thing where I film your boobs, so don't take it like.
Oh, the roses.
Poorly.
Yeah. No, they're there. like.
Yeah.
Because the El Charro thing, for people, this isn't barely a plug even, because I don't think the brand even exists anymore. But
Right.
it used to be
It's
popular.
Spanish, right?
I have no idea, really. We were kids over here in Portugal, and that was really popular as a brand. But it's a Spanish thing. But I don't know even if the brand is Spanish. We got that in Spain, then maybe
Maybe so.
Yeah. Anyway, how are you? You just played the show.
Really good. Yeah, I know we got distracted talking about Joe Pesci, and then I was like started thinking about Joe Pesci and like different Joe Pesci scenes and like yeah.
Have you
I'm
ever
good.
thought about Joe Pesci on stage or something? At any point?
No, I haven't.
Of course
I
not.
can
Who would?
honestly say, and I'm trying to. I mean, maybe people have different sort of like spirit animals, you know, that help them get in the zone.
This is one of my favorite topics of all time.
Spirit animals,
Yeah.
like what helps you to.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm bad on the spot, you know.
It could be an animal or a person or
Yeah, I know. And
even a concept if you
Or whichever.
like going away from like the Native American spirit animal kind of thing.
Yeah,
Then it's always an animal. But
Nônô chimes in, by the way.
yeah.
Yeah, so she's part of the show, so don't
I'm trying to
mind.
think of what I was thinking about up on the stage tonight. Maybe I was thinking about chips. I was thinking about the chips that are in here and
Really?
how excited I was. to
And
come
not the
back.
fruit. The fucking fruit platter.
Oh yeah, not the fucking fruit platter. No, the chips and the Fanta. Yeah.
Fanta.
Did you ever have Sumal?
No.
It's a Portuguese soda and it's the best.
Sumal.
I might have had one with my pizza yesterday. It's like Fanta, right? Except
it's
more like Orangina.
But they
but
actually
more
have like
fruitier.
Fruity. It had pulp in it a little
yeah,
bit.
pulp in it.
I totally had one
Try
of
the
those
pineapple
yesterday.
one. I hate pineapple, but I drink that one.
That one is really good.
Small.
Sumal.
SUMOL. And I hope we get a sponsorship deal out of this.
We should.
Yeah, we're dropping a lot of
should.
names.
Brand.
Yeah, but
These ones are like gone now. I think the Charo.
It's cut out
I
now.
think so.
yeah, sumo. I'll try to buy one in the airport. Unfortunately, I'm leaving tomorrow, so that kind of sucks. But tomorrow, really early.
I don't think you get them in Bilbao, by the way, where you're heading.
Well, what about in the Lisbon airport?
Oh no, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's everywhere. Yeah, for sure.
If not, by the next time that you're here, I will greet you with a fucking 6-pack of pineapple sauce.
Yeah, for sure. I need to get an extra camera so that Nônô is in shot and in frame next time.
Yes. So
Yes.
2 people and like 5 cameras.
And it'll just cut
Just like 360, right?
to the different conversations.
Yes. So, had you been in Portugal before?
Yeah, I was actually here not that long ago. I played in Porto
Okay.
for Primavera Porto.
Okay, I missed that. I missed that one because I had.
It's like an opening party thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't go on the previous day. Yeah.
Right, but you went.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I came for that, and then before that in March, I came for another festival in Lisbon. Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
In March.
In March.
don't
What the fuck was it called? Oh my god.
I don't think I heard of that one though.
Ah,
I would remember.
so bad. My brain is like taking. I just am mad at myself. I can't remember what it's called. Anyways, yeah, I was here in March.
Okay, but still, still, you play a lot of shows and you go everywhere around the world, and then you don't always have to remember everything, so especially names of things that's in foreign languages,
Yeah, and I have a lot of like friends who are very encyclopedic. They seem to just be able to like recall shit so easy. I don't know what it is. If they just take a lot of fish oil and it helps like stimulate their I don't know, their cognitive abilities. I don't know. I'm lacking.
You know what? I had the same thing. I could never remember the name of anything. Ever.
Yeah.
Like a date or name, nothing.
Yeah.
The situation that I lived, always, I could remember everything.
Yeah.
Turns out I have ADHD.
Oh.
And so I started taking Ritalin. I'm now 30. I started taking Ritalin when just as I turned 30. And all of a sudden my memory is fucking amazing.
Wow.
Like I can remember the names of people, of things. I can remember the names of stuff in general. And all my life, like, because I had like good grades and I had stuff like that, people never even
thought
considered.
that was an issue.
And I have never considered it before. Until my doctor was like, you have ADHD. You're clearly too hyper for words.
Interesting. Well, maybe, I don't know if that's my problem, but maybe it's worth exploring. Or maybe I could get some Ritalin out of the deal. I do.
I don't think you have a problem. I think that's not the word.
I do like to feel focused, you know?
Maybe not, but I don't think we implied that you had a problem, though.
No, I mean, it's... Sometimes I can remember shit and sometimes it's really difficult.
Oh, really? Yeah. Like I'm kind of like people tell me that I have an excellent memory because I remember.
Has an encyclopedic memory.
But then I don't remember a lot of stuff that I really would like to remember, like especially on this show. But still.
Like he won't remember situations, but like I remember like stuff that we saw like on like. In 1992, we saw a video that mentioned the producer and the label, and 15 years later, he's like, I know this song, the producer is so-and-so, and the label is that, and I'm like,
about several things, not necessarily just music, like sports maybe, or something just random. I'll just know.
Factoids. Yeah.
And because I used not. I believe I wasn't as good with names and faces because that's something you hear a lot. People are like, I'm not good with names and faces and names and stuff like that. But if you practice it, memory is like a muscle, and you kind of really can develop. You know.
Yeah. I think that a lot of it is like if you really care. I'm not minimizing real. Or I'm not like, if you cared enough, then you could know. But like,
you might be a little. I'm just.
No.
Just like all my life, people said like, oh, if you just practice more, like, bitch,
I'm really fucking trying.
Like,
I'm really
I studied
trying.
literature, like, and after I read a book, I was like, what did I just read? I wasn't like, I have no idea.
No. I only just found out that you were playing. Like today.
Thing. Yeah.
So, I think I've been doing this for like 13 years, and this I think is the first time that I've ever emailed like someone and got the reply like, oh, we'll be doing this later.
I'm so happy you did. Yeah, it was last minute.
Because you're doing a shoot later afterwards.
Yeah,
and
the portrait thing.
And the portrait thing and Kim, she's a friend of ours. She's staying at our place, and she told me like, you know who's playing at this festival at Nos Alive that I really want to watch? Jessy Lanza, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Excuse me? Yeah, we found out today. It's
for the first time in ever. We emailed the same day, like.
I got a couple of hours later. We have that, so that's awesome that you're on the show. So thank you so much.
Thank you for asking me. Yeah.
It's our pleasure. And we also had. It's funny because we had Jeremy and Matt of Junior Boys exactly a year ago.
Oh they played this festival too. So cool.
They've been on the show, and I asked. I guess. Well, I asked them about you, so I'll ask you about them. So, what nasty words do you have to say about Jeremy and Matt?
Oh, they're like both of them are such an inspiration to me. Like, and they have been since I was like 17 or 18 years old. Like. Because we're all from the same. It's like it's not a small city. It's like 500,000 people. But like compared to Toronto, which is like the big Canadian city.
Well, Lisbon's like 700,000 too. So
yeah, it's
not
like,
that much bigger.
It's not a huge city, but like just in terms of the music scene, like people do not think of Hamilton as a place that like spawns electronic music. Like it's kind of a tough industrial like rock, like really macho. And so when like Junior Boys became big and like they were from Hamilton, they like toured around the world, I was just like, I loved their music. You know, I looked up to them so much. And so when Jeremy and I started working together, it was like, I've just like always been, very inspired by them.
And how does that come about? Like you just bumped into them or got introduced maybe?
Matt's little sister is my best friend.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's so cute. Yeah, exactly.
So like I've been friends with, her name's Amy, since I was 12.
Hi, Amy.
Yeah, hi, Amy. Amy did a mess, yeah. So, I always knew Matt and Jeremy and like, I'd go over to her house and they were like there working on music or whatever. And yeah, and Hamilton's not that big a place again, and especially if you are interested in music, it's like the pool is not that deep.
Did you come from just like an electronic kind of context, or were you like, did you meet them in like another context? Like either indie music or hardcore or punk, like, that thing happens often. Like you'll meet someone when you're 14 going to like shows and stuff like that. And like, was it electronic music? Was it independent music, alternative, or something else?
Well, they were always doing their electronic music thing, and
Thank you, by the way.
the kind of music that I worked on, like when I was a teenager, was like very different from what I do now, just because I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like trying to find my sound, and I didn't have one for a really long time, so I just it really wasn't until I started working with Jeremy, like maybe I guess it's probably like 7 years ago now, that I don't know, just kind of clicked that I had somebody to share ideas with, and like we both understood where we were coming from, and we just kind of had this sound together. Where like certainly I hadn't experienced that before. I had done more like singer-songwriter kind of stuff, and it really fucking sucked. So
well, you have to hone your craft, right?
Yeah, I mean, like you can't. That's one of the things about like being creative, or maybe what stops a lot of people from being creative is like you really have to be shit before. Yeah. Like nobody, like this idea of like the like Mozart like is like a genius from the womb or something. It's just like not reality.
He just had a lot of road time. He just had a lot of road time before he was 3. I think.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know.
Just went on the road, like toured Europe, like it was like a tiny baby.
So when I started playing, and I have my own thing, it's now called Malaise.
Yes.
But by the time that I started in 2008, I really thought that I was not able to sing properly.
Yeah.
So I named myself Can't Sing for Shit.
Oh, nice.
Like instead of naming my songs on the computer being like, it's me, I was just like, cannot sing for shit. And then I just went on tour in America, and then I got better at singing, and everyone was like, why are you called Can't Sing for Shit when you now are able to sing?
Yeah.
It's like, because that's how I started.
Yeah.
So like,
you
I
sing
named
so
myself
well.
after that.
Yeah. You sing so well. Why is this? It's ironic, and no.
I had a show like in the state of Washington. And people were just like, I saw Can't Sing for Shit was on the bill. And I thought it was like kind of like a post-folk kind of thing. And I was not. I was like genuinely like, my idols are like kind of like Spitting and Elliott Smith and people like that who are just like absolutely genuine.
Yeah.
And they thought that I was just like trying to like be ironic about myself, and I was like, no, this is legitimately how I started. I was not able to sing well.
Right.
Yeah, because you have to undergo that, I guess that route, like that voyage.
so.
I mean,
That moment where you kind of suck.
Yeah, no, it's like everybody has to, start from a place that's usually not going to be, I mean, hopefully it's like an upward hill, and then, because,
well, it's kind of, does it happen like you getting worse? Maybe do people get worse?
Yeah, I mean, I think you do. You can. Anything can happen.
The show is actually called Made of Things, and it's based on the idea that you dedicated yourself to your art because something triggered you to, like, I want to do that. Did you have that? Because you mentioned working with having junior boys around and stuff like that. And what got you into? What made you feel like I really need to do this? Did you have like a moment in which it clicked, or not at all?
I mean, like, I played piano growing up, and I really liked the isolation of it. Like, I mean, sometimes it really sucks having to, like, I can't go do this or do that or hang out with my friends because I have to practice and do my exams and, like,
Was it very strict? Then, like...
Yeah, I mean, to do classical piano, it's like if you're going to be any good, like, you have to practice. You know?
Kind of like sports, right? Like,
what's that?
Kind of like sports almost. Like, it's competitive.
Yeah, it's competitive, and you have to devote time. Like you just have to put in that time. And so even though it kind of sucks, you know, going to practice, there was something I enjoyed about like, sorry, I just got to go be by myself because I don't know. I think I do have misanthropic tendencies. But I mean, everybody has like it's not like I want to be alone all the time, but I do like just spending time by myself and listening to music and like being a musician. Really, I can do that like as much as I want, you know. So I really enjoy having time in my studio to just work and be alone, and then like just emerge when I want to, and it's a real privilege for sure.
So you basically already were doing it before you even felt like you had made a decision, I guess, like too early on, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. 'Cause sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Like sometimes it's pretty clear in someone's mind, in an artist's mind, and sometimes it isn't. But a lot of times it is. So that's why.
A lot of times where people just find their inspiration when they're in a garage with a bunch of people and they're just jamming. And I mean, I completely identify with the thing. Like I write by myself, doing all my errors by myself. And then when I'm ready, it's going to be presented to someone. But not everyone has that thing. Like I can still not write in a group.
I'm not a jammer. I don't. I've tried doing jams. Jeremy and I have tried to like, let's just get together and jam, you know? We just
like
come
feel
up
it out and stuff.
Shit ever. No, it's like I cannot. I'm not good. I mean, maybe
it's hard. I completely respect people who jam, but like
I know
not,
and come up with something.
Jam for shit. I guess.
I'm not a good jammer.
But for instance, like, I'm just curious now. Like, what are your jams with Jeremy sound like? Like, does it just not go anywhere really?
Exactly. There's like no song. It'll be like meow, meow. It'll sound like neither of us know. Like we'll just be like our cats, you know, like playing. Honestly, sometimes it's like, or even when I'm alone, like I'll go into my studio and I'm just like. It's like I've never done music before. Like I'll just be like, I have no sense of rhythm or pitch, like, and that just happens some days, you know. And then the next day you're like, I'm a fucking genius. But then later on that night, I don't know if you get it where you like listen to something you thought was like amazing, and then you're like, oh, this is really bad.
For sure. Especially if you're extra excited, I would say maybe like, oh, this is so fantastic, and they're like, oh.
Yeah, you mentioned like playing with like your cat, like as if it were your cat playing. I had 2 bunnies, and like
I love bunnies,
and they were super snobbish about music.
Bunnies are amazing pets, guys.
Bunnies are amazing pets. Like they have this huge personality, and I had this bunny who like. I would listen to punk songs, it would not like compute with her. But I tried listening. I just thought like I never listened to Adele. Let's just listen to an Adele album. And I was listening to it, and my bunny got my fucking like this big of a bunny, like small bunny,
like tiny bunny,
tiny bunny. She got so mad. She was starting to bite my computer and the speakers, and I was like, "Do you hate Adele?"
She did hate Adele.
Music, and I switched the songs, and like I put on Bon Iver at the time just to like see if like a mellower thing was good with her, and she was just like in heaven. And so like
bunnies purr as well, like
they purr with their teeth.
So they purr with their teeth. So like she put on Bon Iver, and then she would like be like. You know, that's so adorable.
And sometimes
so cute, really. Seriously.
That I thought was amazing, and I was playing the song, and both my bunnies, like her and the baby, would just be like, "I hate that song. I'm gonna bite your guitar, and you are never going to play the song again." And I legitimately have discarded songs because of my two.
How the bunny reacts.
The bunny's taste, you know. Bunnies are the harshest critics.
Very sensitive creatures, you know.
They are. Actually, they are.
No, I know
very
they are.
much.
That's why I've never had one as a pet, because they just get scared, and I just feel like they're always kind of like quivering, but they are so sweet.
They're also bossy. Like, I want this here, and they're like, no, I want that here.
Right.
So that's what you're saying.
I
very sensitive,
Mine was
even
bossy
with
to the point
the.
is like someone is in my house and I don't like them, and she wasn't the kind that was shivering. She just got up to their face and peed on their face directly.
Oh,
being
wow.
like, fuck you.
An aggressive bunny.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've never met a bunny like that.
But, well, you will one day. There's time. Exactly. Actually, I totally lost track now. I totally got derailed. I have no idea. We were talking about for a while about
And
different. And Kimberly should be ready soon. But for instance, okay, I remember. Okay, so you mentioned that you had classical training in piano. How it's not that far off, or like the distance is that much of a stretch that you go to do electronic music. But how did you start doing electronic music, really?
Well, so I was in a program at school that. Hi.
Okay.
Yeah. What was I saying? I was in school, and then I dropped out, and I had no money, and I moved back to Hamilton, back into my mom's house. Was feeling pretty down on like where my life was going or what I was doing. And I still really wanted to make music, but I didn't have any money to do it in the way that I had been doing when I was doing more like songwriter stuff. And I would like hire my friends that I went to jazz school, because I went to school for jazz. I couldn't hire them to play my songs with me. Like I couldn't hire an engineer and use their gear in a studio. So basically, I just
or jam with them,
or do any jamming. I was too broke to jam. So yeah, I basically just turned to like my computer, and I met Jeremy at a show, or it was a DJ night randomly, and I was like talking to him about how I was back in Hamilton and what he was up to, and I just lucked out that he was like on an off album cycle with Junior Boys, and he had time to work on music, and yeah, he gave me a copy of Logic, and then I just started doing stuff myself because I couldn't afford to pay anybody to record for me, so I just had to start figuring out how to do it myself.
So it's really basically DIY then.
Yeah, and that's how that whole thing started. And
all for DIY, guys.
Yeah, no, it's good. It is so much better to just learn. I mean, of course, like expertise is like, I have lots of people. I mean, Jeremy is like a huge mentor for me, and he certainly has expertise in things, and but he's like he has built up his studio from like nothing to like this incredible.
It's really developed then.
Damn,
This happens. At this venue in these things, it does happen a lot. Is it very like it's like a super studio?
He has an amazing collection of analog gear, and like it's just wild. So yeah.
Fantastic. Motivational for sure.
Yeah.
Motivating, I mean.
Definitely.
Motivational.
Yeah.
But one last thing. Just so it means I love you. Does the person have to guess what it is?
What do you mean?
The it.
Oh.
Like this beer means I love you. That piece of fruit means I love you.
Oh, it's when you make eye contact.
Oh.
It's when you look into my eyes. Then it means. Yeah. I guess it is a little bit vague. I've never been so great with grammar and carrying
I'm not trying to like squeeze the truth out of you.
Dissecting this sentence, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Sure it does. Of course it does. Of course it does. Doesn't mean have to be literal. I'm just, I know, maybe it did, and maybe it doesn't. So
it's about the eye contact. Yeah.
Eye contact, guys. So
it's a freaky thing to do. Yeah, especially with strangers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially if you do it like this.
And then you start thinking about it, and
Hi. Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jessy, for being on the show.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.